Hello, beautiful ladies, goddesses, queens. How are you guys doing today? Dawn Michaela here from the Mindful Eating Revolution and the creator of the Take Your Life Back Mindful Eating Mastermind, which is just an awesome program where I coach women through overcoming all their struggles with food, redoing their entire mindset around food and themselves, taking their life back, and just completely rebuilding their relationship with food from the ground up. It's super awesome. Rock stars in there. Okay, so I'm just feeling like I freaking drank rocket fuel this morning. I'm on fire. Did my morning mindset routine. Had an awesome breakfast. Went to yoga. I'm just feeling like on top of the world. Just ready to charge in there and help you guys break through some of these biggest barriers that are holding you back. Okay, so be prepared. I'm on fire today. Okay, so one of the biggest things that I hear is I know what I should be doing. I'm just not doing it. Okay. Have you said that? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Comment below and just be like, yes, like I'm so frustrated because I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. All right, so I just kind of want to bust a little myth here before we dive into this. Everybody knows what to do, right? Like, I don't think there's a freaking person on the planet that if you asked them, like, are Twinkies good for you, would be like, I'm not sure about that. Okay, like it's pretty obvious that there's certain foods that just give you a lot of nutritional bang for your buck, others that don't, okay? And everybody knows that moving your body and exercise is really, really good for you, right? Okay, so everybody knows, a basic gauge of, healthy foods and, good activities, right? Okay, so the big thing that you're missing when you're saying this is, why aren't you doing it? Okay, it's one thing to just say, I know what to do, but I'm just not doing it. But take it a step further and say, okay, why aren't you doing this? Okay, because that's where the money is. That's where the gold is. That's where you need to go. That's where you need to look. That's where your answers are. Okay, so, maybe one of the reasons that you're not doing it is, because dieting sucks and, it just makes you feel bad about yourself and, it just makes you feel like you always fail. So maybe why you're having a hard time like restricting yourself and going on a diet is because you're just like, I don't like how this makes me feel. You need to honor that. You need to respect that. Stop shutting that down and justifying doing something that makes you miserable. Okay? And another reason why people, fall off diets and fall off the wagon is because, they might not like themselves. And so it's hard to justify taking care of themselves and taking time for themselves and doing self-care. Okay, so that could be another limiting beliefs of like, why am I not doing this? Because you might not think that you're worth it. Okay, that's something you might need to look at. Another thing's really common for women, mothers, wives, is this feeling of like, it's not okay to put my needs first. I need to put everybody else first. So, when you're talking about like changing your life and making these big shifts and taking on, these big things, it can sound good in the beginning, but when you get started and realizing like, oh my God, this is taking a lot of time, you can't justify that. You feel guilty. So you fall off the wagon. Okay. And another one is just like, because it just feels pointless. Okay. So when you're saying, I know what I need to be doing, I just am not doing it, you got to ask yourself, why am I not doing it? Okay. Why am I not doing this? And, if you're feeling like, I'm just so addicted to food, it's just pointless. Every time I go on a diet, I fall right off because my cravings just freaking skyrocketing. I just feel powerless. And that's why I keep falling off the wagon. Okay, well, then I would challenge you to say, well, then obviously you don't know what to do. So you should probably stop saying that, because if you're feeling addicted to food, if you're feeling that out of control and powerless to food, you got some serious triggers and emotional and psychological enmeshment with food that I'd be willing to bet you don't have the tools. You don't know how to get out of that, because just, limiting your carbs or going an extra half an hour on the elliptical or, having a couple extra celery sticks is not going to fucking touch that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that, kind of bursts your bubble a little bit, but you kind of need to hear that of, if you are feeling addicted, addiction happens up here. And if you're feeling emotional eating, why would you look for a physical, this isn't a physical issue. Okay, so there is no gym, there is no diet that is going to touch the fact that you have an emotional and psychological enmeshment with food. And you probably don't have the tools to get out of that. Okay, and that's why, you know, women come to me for coaching, is I give you the tools. We give you a freaking stock toolbox of how to do this, how to like unenmesh yourself with food emotionally and psychologically. Okay, so that's one of the biggest things that we deal with in coaching. Okay, we get you in, get you out, 16 weeks, boom, done. So you can start living your life without this feeling of food addiction. Okay, so when you're telling yourself, next time you tell yourself, I just know what to do, I just don't know, or I'm just not doing it, pause, cut yourself a break, and ask yourself, okay, why am I not doing it? And if the answer comes back, I'm just too addicted to food, I just feel out of control and I don't think I can do this, then that is your cue for you have an emotional and psychological issue with food and you need new tools. You do not have the tools to get out of this, okay? So just cut yourself a break for not knowing how to do this on your own. You weren't taught. You weren't taught how to do this. You don't know how to do this, okay? And that's okay, all right? I can help you with that. All right, so that's the lesson for the day. I have a one-on-one client starting up here in a little bit, so I'm gonna go. But I love you guys so, so much. And just remember, have some compassion for yourself. And just remember that if you are trying to, you know, free yourself from, you know, food addiction and dieting and this yo-yo cycle, you will not get that freedom through restriction, deprivation, and shaming yourself. You cannot hate yourself healthy, guys. All right, I love you. See you later. Bye.